Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center, overlooking the Toms River, it's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. 7:08 Wednesday, June 15th, 60 degrees, getting up to 82 today. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio streaming live on the Radio Pop app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are now joined in studio by Tom Yanisko, Administrative Director, Hospitality Services, and Executive Chef at Community Medical Center. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning. How are you?
I am fantastic and welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
It's good. So Tom, this is very exciting for me because I'm not going to lie, I love going to Community Medical Center for events. Right, like for the little like cocktail parties and for the recognition parties, because the food is always fantastic, right? I know it sounds like you people think in their minds, they close their eyes and they go hospital food and they go, right, and they don't realize.
Well, we do. Our scope of services is pretty broad. Feeding
Right.
the patients is our primary, responsibility and focus. But we do cater like a hotel. We do a lot of different things. So we have a wide range of services that we provide in the departments.
So what are the challenges of feeding such a diverse patient population? I mean, how do you accommodate the variety of diets based on what physicians require, what the individual personal preferences are, and of course now more than ever the religious requirements.
Well, we just had some diversity training, as a matter of fact, yesterday. And one of the interesting things that I kept thinking about is how there's such a changing demographic going on really in Ocean County and what we see in the hospital. It used to be primarily geriatric. So everything was geared to comfort foods and doing things for our senior population. And still, to a large extent, it is. But we're finding shifts in, the population that's coming into the hospital. There's more ethnic variety that we need. There's more religious types of connotations, not just with, kosher food, but halal as well. And there's a lot of different diets. Hospital food does, take some knocks here and there over the years. But if you consider people are used to eating one way their whole life and, maybe 70, 80 years eating one way, and they get admitted into the hospital and they're put on a specialized diet, and, that becomes my fault.
Right. And that's the challenge, right, is that there are certain expectations, right, that we all have expectations of what our food's going to taste like. And now you get placed on a specific no salt diet or whatever it may be.
Yeah, right.
Food doesn't taste so great.
Well, sodium is the biggest thing as Americans. I guess that's our biggest challenge. But, you could put on low sodium, low fat, calorie controlled diet. You're used to eating a lot of food, and then you're putting on an 1,800 calorie diet. And that really significantly changes your patterns and your perceptions of the food service.
Right. 1,800 calorie diet. Now, let's say I just wanted to get on an 1,800 calorie diet. Could you just help me out? I don't want to have to go to the hospital for it, but could you? No, not necessarily. Okay. But so how do you deal with the quantity? Because you're not taking an order and making one meal at a time. So what are the challenges there?
Well, we do about 2,000 meals per day.
Wow.
And there's a lot of different things that go into that. But we do have a lot of different diets, as you know. We talked about low sodium, low fat, calorie controlled, renal. We have to deal with vegetarian patients. Celiacs are taking over the world. So we have a lot of, gluten-free patients that we have to really accommodate. And people are eating that as a lifestyle change, not just as a medical issue. We also have allergies. Everybody has allergies these days. So the challenge for me and my staff is to try to coordinate all these different requirements and try to roll them into something that's efficient, that we're able to serve the patients in a timely manner 365 days a year.
Right. And you have to feed employees as well?
Yeah, we feed all the employees in our cafeteria as well. Yes, correct.
So there, how many different like food venues are there within the hospital currently?
There are basically three basically venues right now. There's the coffee shop. There's a gift shop that doesn't really have food, and we have our employee cafeteria, the High Tide Cafe, and then feed the patients, and then all the catering services.
Right. So when you say catering services, talk to me about that. What does that really entail?
Well, we try to support the hospital's mission, and a lot of times that's doing a lot of things out in the community. We do a lot of events out there to support what's going on in Ocean County. We do a lot of physician events. We do fundraising things. We do things for recruitment, retention, a lot of recognition parties for the employees. So there's a lot of vast things that we do every day at the hospital.
Yeah. So, like, for example, you do, and correct me if I'm wrong because I could be way off, but you guys were like at Chef's Night Out, right?
We do a lot of those events too. We do food and wine tasting events. We've done chef nights out for years. I like to try to stay active in the community. I think it's real important that we give back. I have a lot of good networking friends with my chef friends throughout the county. So it's a good way for us to, see what other people are doing and then, to give back as well.
Right. So how did you end up so you went to culinary school, obviously, right?
I actually went to Penn State. So
Okay.
I went to Penn State for hotel and food service management.
Okay. So was in your mind, were you thinking, gosh, I want to get into hospitals, or where were you? What was your thought?
I was working in a restaurant in a Sheraton hotel in Reading, Pennsylvania, and the next day I was in Center City, Philadelphia at Pennsylvania Hospital working in healthcare, something I'd never imagined being in that situation. So I started working in healthcare almost 35 years ago. And it's ironic that those people that, initially, made fun of me, I was the hospital guy, whatever, fast forward 20-some years, those are people back now looking for jobs and some different things since the restaurant industry is so volatile.
Right. And so you feel that turned out to be a pretty good decision.
It's been
right?
a long circle, long circle.
Wow. And how long you been at Community?
About 27 years now, yeah.
That's hard to believe because you can't be more than like 42, 43, right?
Yeah, it's been a good journey there. It's a really a good place to work. It really is. I mean,
Right.
We've had a lot of challenges. Healthcare is a tough business to be in, and just to begin with. But I get the opportunity to work with just really amazing people every single day. So that's kind of one of my motivations for staying there.
Right. So talk to me about that for a second. So how you mentor your staff, right, and how you help people move along. I mean, do you first of all, how big is your staff at the hospital?
I have about 60 full-time equivalent workers at the hospital. That may seem like a lot, but when you're covering all kinds of shifts and all different kinds of venues, it's you have to be efficient. And one of the running jokes that we kind of have is food service, housekeeping, some of the other support services are really the conduit to opportunity at the hospital. So people come in maybe at the entry level, and then they move on to other venues within the hospital, which, I don't hold anybody back. I really highly encourage that because as long as they're staying within the organization and they're a valued employee, we want the right people in the right fit doing the right jobs. That makes happier employees and happier patients.
So are there any like Yanisko disciples running around outside of the hospital right now who have like spawned into great careers in the industry?
Oh, yeah. Some people have moved on to some different venues and stuff and have become successful and at least been, good, stable work environment. We just want people to be happy. It's tough in the food service business. Anybody that's been in the restaurant world or worked as a chef or waitress or did anything, you kind of understand that it's a challenge just to do that kind of work.
Yeah, I mean that's we Chef Mike has been here from Atlantic Bar and Grill a couple times, and
Right.
He especially at the breaks he always he's so strongly frustrated, I guess, by the fact that it's so difficult to find line cooks and sous chef, all of the kind of all of the support folks, and then of course there's the mentality he believes that since the advent of Food Network, everybody wants to get into food service and thinks they're going to be Bobby Flay right off the bat.
I never heard anybody in the kitchen ever say "bam," so that never happened. But him and I have talked about that many times. In fact, just recently about the same exact thing, that the expectations are not reality, and it's very difficult to get entry level folks that are committed to work and to stay on board. So you have to really work at your recruitment and your retention.
Right.
And give them some incentives, whether that's through mentoring or if that's through rewards like salary or benefits.
Cool. So when we come back, Tom Yanisko, we are going to talk about the whimsical food-tastic food tour. Is that okay?
That's great.
That's awesome. Tom Yanisko, Administrative Director of Hospitality Services and Executive Chef at Community Medical Center. Back after this.
The Sean Hannity Show, this afternoon at 3. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin returns next. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin here with Tom Yanisko, Administrative Director, Hospital Services and Executive Chef, Community Medical Center. So talk to me about the whimsical food-tastic food tour.
Well, this has been a project that's kind of been ongoing for the last maybe 8 to 10 years. I originally made a video. It was called What You Eat, It's Up to You. And I have a copy of that there for you. So This video we produced in collaboration with the Ocean County Votech schools. The recording engineering folks out there helped me. I wrote songs. They did all the music. We did it in the Perlmutter ShopRites. We filmed it there. And that was kind of the basis for, I always want to do something for kids as far as nutrition education. Nothing was going out there. No one was doing anything. I wanted to be able to take things on the road and get it out to the kids. So we did the video the first time. That was also done through the Jersey Shore Chefs Association, which I'm involved with as well. And made the video, had some success with that, and then did a few huge assemblies for kids back at the Rataco Center when it was called that. And it was a really, really a big event. So that had a lot of overhead to it. So we had to tone it down. We had to take it on the road. So we revamped things. End up working with Peter Bratton from Toms River Schools, Susan Gaida, who's over there, and we put that little team together. Now we take this out on the road to elementary schools throughout Ocean County, and we do the whimsical, foodtastic, fun tour based on that. So it's a lot of craziness, a lot of antics, and it's a lot of fun.
Right, and so the book is. The book aptly named Lo que tu comes. Oh, that's the Spanish version.
Yeah, that's the Spanish version. We had to translate it into Spanish as well. It was upside down.
Yeah, I see what I did there. Anyway, the book, I like the. This is really, really cool. I mean, it's like it's written in definitely a way that kids are going to understand it. Great pictures, good stuff. So. We know the folks at Toms River Schools, kind of a lot of similarities between, I guess, what you and Pete do to a large extent with the populations that you kind of have to serve. Exactly.
We target kindergarten through third grade.
Right.
And chances are, if you're, a kid in Ocean County in the last few years, you probably ran into us at one of the schools. We've done over close to, I guess, about 35 assemblies for almost 8,000 kids. We just did all the Jackson schools this spring. We did all the Barnegat schools in the fall, and we've been in and out of Toms Rivers for years. So.
That's awesome, and it goes right in hand with really the theory of healthcare going forward, which is less so about caring for folks when they come into the hospital and more so about keeping a community healthy. And so it's really a great program all the way around. When we come back, as we're up against the break, we get to listen to Kevin Williams' Hometown View. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Healthcare Harvest Food Drive, and then the Healthcare Heroes Award. And then we're going to give you your magic wand, right? And then we're going to send you on your way. Tom Yanisko, Administrative Director, Hospitality Services and Executive Chef, Community Medical Center. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin back after this.
Coming up next, the latest from WOBM News, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from Town Square Towers, at the heart of the Jersey Shore. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Get up, get out, do something. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. It is 7:34, Wednesday, June 15, 60 degrees. Get to 82 today. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio, streaming live on the radio pop app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160. To join the conversation, we are talking to Tom Yanisko, Administrative Director, Hospitality Services and Executive Chef at Community Medical Center. Too long a title for me to get into one breath. So...
That was pretty good, though.
I'm trying. 10th Healthcare Harvest Food Drive.
Yes.
Explican, por favor. See what I did? I did in Spanish because you have a... Anyway, go ahead.
I just always thought that, being one of the largest employers in Ocean County, that we had an opportunity to give back some more. And I work with the food bank of Monmouth and Ocean County Hunger Relief locally, and I put together what we called Healthcare Harvest, which is a food drive. First year we did it, kind of flopped, and we didn't do it for another year. And then we got some new energy around it, put it out more formally, and this is going to be our 10th year for a Healthcare Harvest food drive. And we do it in June because that's when the kids are getting out of school. A lot of the nutrition programs that they have are cut off for the year. Everybody gives it Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the holidays. So the tagline for the food drive is really because hunger isn't seasonal. Hunger doesn't care what day of the year it is. So we collect food, and we've been doing it for 10 years. To date, we've raised about 135,000 pounds of food.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been pretty amazing.
Wow. And this year, you'll get over 150,000 since 2000.
Yeah, we're trying to eclipse the 150,000 pound mark, and that's really a tribute to our employees at Community Medical Center and the physicians. The physicians donate money every single year towards the food drive, and it's really made a big difference in the people that are the recipients of the stuff. And what we collect locally stays locally, and we use it right here in our community.
Awesome. Healthcare Heroes Award nominee.
Yes. Actually, it was kind of an honor to be recognized. We put an application together for it's part of New Jersey Biz kind of an event, and it's an education award for healthcare heroes. And I was fortunate enough to be one of 5 people that were selected as finalists for that award. And that's based on the education that we do with the Whimsical Foodtastic Fun Tour in the community.
Awesome.
So that's coming up. I believe next week is the banquet, and we'll see what happens.
That's awesome. And so now I'm going to toot your horn for you because you're probably not going to want to do this. So you're a past winner for chili and salsa in the chili cook-off. And, okay, I'm afraid to ask, but you won the national championship for silent but deadly chili.
No, not national championship.
Oh, that's
not that.
That's not the national championship. Was it
Jersey
the state championship?
Yeah.
Well, let's be fair. I mean, New Jersey has the best chili, so I mean that's basically the national championship.
It's very, very competitive. This event's been going on for probably 27 years as well. Locally here, it's up on Washington Street now. It was originally in Huddy Park. And I've been participating in that since the very beginning, and it's been a really good event. And if you stay at it long enough, sometimes you get lucky.
This is the old sun even shines on a dog's butt every now and then. The deal. Whatever. Don't be. Listen. I think already people are hearing and they're going, wait a second. He does the food at the hospital. What's with all this other stuff? It's so much more than just making sure that someone's low sodium diet is paid attention to in the hospital. So that's fantastic. All the things I had no idea, and I'm excited next year to come see one of your programs. I'll probably be jumping around like the kids.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, Tom, it's that time. All right. It's not easy. It's not easy. Okay. I understand that, and I'm going to preface this whole thing by saying that. But now we're going to hand you the magic wand, right? Okay. Maybe it's a magic ladle, maybe it's a big soup spoon. I don't know what it is, right? But it's magical, okay? And you have an opportunity to make an impact, to change something, to do something special, just by waving that instrument around. So what are you doing, Tom?
I think what I would like to see most is if our education system, high schools in general, can make sure kids graduating from high school are better prepared to be able to go to an interview, to dress appropriately, to speak appropriately, to come ready to go, because that's their first opportunity to move forward in getting a job, is becoming in and being prepared. And I think we fail, even though it's gotten better. From what I see coming in the door a lot of times, I think there's so much room for improvement just with the basic stuff for a job interview.
Right. Yeah, that's, you know what, it is amazing, right? I'm always amazed, and I was always amazed by folks that didn't know how to, younger folks that had no idea what to do for a job interview, didn't know how to dress, didn't know what the proper demeanor was. Then I really amazed at the resumes they would hand in, that the emails that they would send. It's like, wow, is this how you want to present yourself? And you'd think they just went through 13 years of schooling plus, right? And now they come in and there's nothing.
I mean, I look at their email addresses that they put on the bottom of their resume. I'm like, seriously? You're trying to get a job and you're using your, crazy email.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. That used to be my trick when I would look at a resume. I would look at somebody's email address, and that's how you could really tell.
Yeah, who they are.
You could really, it's just like, Unabomber 72. Yeah. You're like, no, we're gonna pass. We're gonna move on to the next one. Listen, Tom, so much that you're doing in the community, and not just about making food at Community Medical Center And not just, my sense is it's not just you doing your job, but it's you really caring about how you can give back to the community, and that's fantastic. And so I want to thank you on behalf of the community. This is me talking with my community hat on. So Tom Yanisko, Administrative Director, Hospitality Services, and Executive Chef at Community Medical Center. Next time, hopefully in the very far future when you're in the hospital, please pass along your regards to the chef, okay?
Stop down and say hello.
That's right. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin back after this.